And Sporting Cup as well, but the race about to get underway. We've got the 5-second board being shown, and it's going to be a 20-minute race. Red lights going on and going out, and away we go. And it's a good start by Westmail. A lot of wheel spin from Rich Miles, it would seem, and that's allowed Clint Newman to come through from the second row of the grid and get ahead of him. But it's Westmail leading, and now it's Clint Newman having a look at the inside. Rich Miles trying to hold on to third position as well as they turn their way through Redgate Corner for the first time. It's still Westmail ahead. It's Rich Miles trying to get second place back from Clint Newman, who's done it as they go through Hollywood and down the trainer curves for the first time.
I think it might be Westmail's first race of anything this year, so see what he can do from there. There's been good starts with some of the Cup 200 drivers. Richard Webb from 11th on the grid, it's something like 6th or 7th. As they turn their way down through the old hairpin, but Westmail getting away then from Miles and Newman, who had some great battles at Snetterton. That was last time out, wasn't it? No, they went to Alton in between. Some battles there. Paul Rogers is getting very close up and personal there with one of the Cup 200 cars. He qualified much further down than he would like to, and what he is saying, it will be his last weekend. A former champion in this category back in 2011, but here come the battlers, including Ryan Yarrow, who are wondering if he's going to drive safe to win this championship or if he's going to go out with a good result.
I'm sure he'd like both to happen, really. He'd like to get a good result out of it, but equally he doesn't want to do anything that could jeopardise his hopes. Clint Newman and Dan Clues, the drivers that could mathematically pass him in the championship before the weekend is out. We're going to be keen for that not to happen. Having said that, he's about to try and challenge Clint Newman for third place here. We've got Dan Clues and Rich Miles has run wide even and Goddard. He's lost second position to Newman, given Chippy Westmail a bigger lead now. He's going to get back alongside Clint Newman, the postman from the West Country, as they head along the Wincoff Straight. But it's going to be Newman that holds on, then Miles, then Yarrow, who won the championship in 2020, 21 and 2023. And then in fifth position, it is Dan Clues.
So Newman there in second. He was a winner at Snetterton. Then you've got Rich Miles, who's had 3 wins this year, and Ryan Yarrow, who has had 5. There have been, 6 winners this year. We could get 7, with Chippy Westmail leading the way. But Miles and Yarrow are wheel to wheel, and Yarrow sweeps around the outside in towards McLean's. Rich Miles seems to be making a few mistakes, doesn't he? He's about to lose another place to Dan Clues. He's on his inside as they go into Coppage. Can't quite get there. There's our Cup 200 lead, although he doesn't show us a Cup 200 car all the time. In Screen, he certainly is one. Richard Webb, he's ahead of Mike Whiteman-Hayward, who is trying to win the championship in Cup 200. He's ahead of his rival John Cutmore as Dan Clues completes the move on Miles for 4th.
So it does. So we've also got the Sporting Cup for the drivers that haven't had top finishes in the Main Sports 1000 Championship. Charlie Sladden leads Colin Chapman and Johnny McGill in that particular competition at the moment as well. But here are the cars that are chasing after Chippy Westmail, the 2019 champion, who continues to lead this race, led by 1.4 seconds at the end of the opening lap there. So you can see Colin Chapman ahead of Charlie Sladden there, so that could be important in the Sporting Cup. And then just behind you've got the 88 car of Richard Webb. That is an MK Indy with a higher booster engine, so a larger engine capacity than the cars in the Main Sports 1000 traditional championship.
Got Whiteman-Hayward and Cutmore together, the 2 championship rivals in Cup 200, as Chris Wilkinson's gone for a spin at the final corner. But here they are, 2 championship protagonists in Cup 200. There's not that much between them either in the points. On total scores, Whiteman-Hayward ahead by 6, but after drops, I think Cutmore ahead by 6.
Okay, I'll look at my spreadsheet in a moment because I've got something different to that. Okay. But we'll come back to that.
But it's close anyway.
It is close between them, and it could go either way in the championship with this race and one more tomorrow to go. They'll have their final round of the championship tomorrow morning. Double header here this weekend. Did I see Chippy Westmail not leading there? Yes, I did. He's down to 3rd place. Now, I don't know how that's happened.
They were catching him, actually, on the last lap.
but Clint Newman and Ryan Yarrow have both gone through to first. So I think Westmount must have made a bit of a mistake there to lose both of those positions, or possibly, yes, I think both of those positions must have made a mistake, I would have thought.
Yeah, Newman was only 2 tenths behind at the start of the lap and a lot quicker, so Westmont's dry pace is not what his wet pace was in qualifying. They're going 13 seconds quicker than they went in the wet this morning in qualifying. Yarrow's twitchy there, coming into the final corner, but Clint Newman going away up front in the Spire, looking for his second win of the season. Yarrow is second, looking for the championship. And then Westmount in third, a gap back to Dan Clues, who's involved in a battle with Rich Miles. Well, 1:38.4, new fastest lap, aimshop.com fastest lap for Ryan Yarrow. But now that Westmount sort of gathered himself, he's seemingly going with them. So it's free for the lead down towards the old hairpin.
I do agree with way in your summation of the Cutmore versus Whiteman Hayward battle in the Sporting Cup, having revisited my spreadsheet. Anyway, we've got a race on our hands for the lead of the Nanking Tyre Sports 1000 Championship here. It's Clint Newman leading, Ryan Yarrow, the champion-elect, second, and Chippy Westmount in third. The three of them covered by less than a second, I should think, as they come out of McLean's. They're being chased by Dan Clues and Rich Miles as well. They're turning their way through Coppice now, through that double apex. Right-hander on this circuit is improving in track conditions all the time. Laptop record is a 1:36.48. Best lap of its race so far, 1:38.47. So about a couple of seconds off the record set by Scott Littell back in October 2015, 9 years ago. A very long established lap record in the Sports 1000. So it would have been known as RGB still back in those days. Down to the Melbourne hairpin they go, and it's Clint Newman still leading then. Ryan Yarrow in second place, Chippy Westmount in third. Clint's had one victory already this season. He's been 8 times on the podium. Ryan Yarrow's had 5 wins, also 8 times on the podium altogether during the course of this season. And this round 13 of the championship, and it's Newman, Yarrow, Westmount losing a little bit of ground, if anything, on that lap.
But the car behind are catching as Dan Clues sets the fastest lap, 1:38.301 in his Mattel. So these top 5 are very evenly matched, 3 seconds between them, and it's sort of ebbs and flows who has the pace, interestingly. But it's Clint Newman that leads. Ryan Yarrow, I think where he is would be fine for the championship, but he would like another race victory, as would all the drivers around him as they climb the hill. Westmount the first half of the lap at least in, coming back to the top 2.
Yeah, and getting away from the next 2 is right with them up at McLean's then is Chippy Westmount. So it's a Spire leading, it's Spire second, and Mittel's third and fourth for Westmount and Dan Clues. Then another Spire fifth for Rich Miles, and we're going to get them almost alongside for the lead, are we, on the exit of Coppice? Not quite, but Yarrow right in the slipstream here. He dives out of Clint Newman's toe now, goes to the right-hand side of the circuit, which is where there's plenty of dryness, plenty of grip, but it's Newman that manages to hold on through the Fox. Yes, as they go. Newman seems to be fast through that part of the circuit, and Westmount getting on terms with Yarrow.
Yeah, if you're side by side with the Essex as they were, you compromise each other so much, and that has brought Westmount and Clues in the Mattels closer to the 2 Spires again. They climb over the crest there and up towards Goddard's that completes the lap, and then accelerate to the line with 42 then. Clint Newman leading. He did of course have 2 wins at Snetterton on the road, but had a false start in one of the races, had just one official victory, but this time it's the car at the back of the group that's got the fastest lap. Rich Miles, 1:38.056, which was half a second quicker than the leader, but less than that, quicker than some of those ahead of him.
Yeah, and that contact is 15 seconds faster than he went in qualifying this morning. So that shows how much conditions have improved since then.
Interestingly, Sladen, also in the 38, has got past Colin Chapman.
Yeah, so that's interesting. So that's him looking strong for success in Sporting Cup after drop scores. There was only 4 points between them coming into this race. And Westmount there challenging Ryan Yarrow. Now Yarrow doesn't really want to get drawn into something that he doesn't need to here. Having said that, he's going to go for the lead. But it could easily end with a bit of contact, and some contact could lead to damage, and damage could lead to you not being able to start in race 2 either. So Yarrow just needs a solid finish here to secure the championship, and now he's driving on the wet line down towards the Fokker DS's. Sounds like probably not the best of ideas. He's lost a few lengths on Newman as a result of that. But it again puts him back into the clutches of Westmail as they are navigating their way around lap 6.
Yarrow would look into the inside. We're getting some good races this afternoon, aren't we? And this is absolutely another. The Nankang Tyre Sports 1000 Championship has a 5-car lead battle heading up towards Cars. Westmail jinking around, trying to get past Ryan Yarrow, but he can't quite make that work. A load of oversteer there from Westmail as he tries to put the power on. That little battle has allowed Finch Newman a small breather. Miles at the back of the group, again it's the fastest, so there's 1.8 seconds between 5 cars. And this is some of the closest sports prototype racing you'd find anywhere in the world, Ian.
Certainly is, and again it's the driver at the back of the group, Rich Miles, that's done another fastest lap, 1:38.01, unfortunately chipping a few more hundredths off the fastest lap that time through. Down they go, through the corona curves and the old hairpin, these 5 covered by less than 2 seconds at the start of the lap, but it's a spin into the gravel for Chippy Westmail from 3rd place. He's trying to see if he can get the car continuing, but I think that might be a struggle. He's out of 3rd place, and that means the gap has opened up between the first pair of cars and now the second pair of cars disputing 3rd and 4th.
Yeah, that's right. So a big gap between Yarrow and Clue. So Ryan Yarrow can focus on going forwards if he can make it. Meanwhile, in Cup 200, Richard Webb is 7 seconds ahead of John Cutmore, who is 3.7 ahead of Mike Whiteman-Hayward. So points-wise, Cutmore gaining on Whiteman-Hayward in that battle, which will go to tomorrow. Through the S's comes Dan Clues, then in 3rd with that bigger gap ahead to try and chase down Finch Newman and Ryan Yarrow, who are still in that order. It's all a little bit spread out, isn't it, from saying how close it was at the start of the lap. And with that car off, we need a safety car to recover Chippy Westmail's car. So hopefully we'll get some more racing. And
That has not gone well.
you can see what was
Rich
coming.
Miles had little choice there but to overtake, unfortunately, and he'll probably get a penalty for that, but he had little or no choice. Green flag waves, Rich Miles leads, Clint Newman 2nd, Ryan Yarrow 3rd, Dan Clues in 4th, and then it's Charlie Sladden in 5th.
Ryan, you don't want to get involved in this, I don't think.
No, he's up the inside there. He's still trying to find a way through up at the inside. Is Ryan Yarrow to get past Clint Newman, but he's not yet been able to do so. But he only needs to finish 7th, remember, to wrap up the championship.
He doesn't want to get any penalty points and an exclusion
No,
or anything. So
exactly, just head down, Ryan, carry on. Rich Miles, leave him to it. He's not contending for the championship. He's not done all of the races this season, has he, Rich Miles, but he has been quick when he has been out.
And more contact. This is getting very messy.
Oh, and they're both off the road. Yarrow is off onto the grass. Clint Newman continues. Yarrow has now got damage to his car and he's dropped behind Dan Clues. And I'm not sure any of this was really required. Anyway, it's Rich Miles leading. It's Clint Newman 2nd. It's Dan Clues up to 3rd place. Now he's challenging for 2nd. Down the inside into Fox. Yes, it looks like there's going to be more side-to-side contact. And now there's more contact, and it's Clint Newman straight off over the curbs. And it's going to be Yarrow that's back through on the inside to pass both of them. Yarrow back to 2nd, Dan Clues 3rd, Clint Newman down to 4th.
And the most ridiculous driving I think we've seen for a long time, I'm afraid. And yeah, Clint Newman's going to be in race control for many, many things. So carry on.
Sideways again. It's meanwhile Rich Miles continuing to lead us 1.8 seconds to the good at the start of the lap. There's Clint Newman, number 42 in the TGM run Spire. But it's Miles leading, and there will be
we get another lap, don't we?
one more lap to go. 7 seconds to go as they cross the line. Yarrow 2nd, 3rd is Dan Clues, 4th is Clint Newman, 5th is Charlie Sladden, 6th is Johnny McGill, 7th is Paul Rogers on his last weekend, 8th is Carl Austin. Colin Chapman lost a couple of places on that lap. He's dropped back down to 9th, and it's Dan Ashby completing the top 10. Rich Webb still leading in Cup 200, although he did lose a place to Goodwin, Mark Goodwin on that last lap.
Well, good luck to Matt Suckling. For the people who's about to speak to, who knows what the result's going to be, I think, after this. But Rich Miles, as you say, he had no choice really in what he did, and we'll see if he ends up as a race winner or not. But yeah, there is Clint Newman in his 4th position at the moment. But Charlie Sladden, Rich Miles has got a track limit penalty down.
And that's a 5-second penalty. That is going to drop him back to 4th place.
Charlie Sladden might end up on the podium here.
He could well do, and that's going to put him out of Sporting Cup contention, even though he might not get a 3rd place on the road.
What a race Paul Rogers is having, from 15th on the grid, he's up to 7th.
Yeah, great drive this from Paul Rogers, the 2011 champion when he was driving the Contour. But we've only got a few corners to go now. It's still Rich Miles leading on the road with a 5-second track limit penalty to contend with. Not sure where he's been reaching track limits. We've kind of missed all of that during the course of this race going on. We've got Clint Newman catching Dan Clues and Ryan Yarrow. Ryan Yarrow is about to head through the Goddard hairpin to take what will be second place on the road. It will be a race win once Rich Miles' penalty has been applied. Rich Miles takes the checkered flag. Ryan Yarrow is going to get the win. He's going to wrap up the championship provisionally, and Charlie Slatton is into the pits as well for what could have been a podium. So it's Yarrow, Clues, Newman, Rich Miles 4th, Carl Austin 5th, Paul Rogers 6th, Colin Chapman 7th, Daniel Ashby 8th, Mark Goodwin 9th, Richard Webb is 10th.
And Mike Whiteman Hayden ahead of John Cutmore in the Cup 200 division.
Where is?
Oh, is that? Oh no, it's another car that looks like Cutmore's. Apologies.
Yeah, no, okay. Cutmore.
Cutmore. Normally
there?
they're all white Cup 200 cars, so I got confused. John Cutmore is ahead. So Wayne Armstrong's got a replica livery of John Cutmore's car that tricked me. Apologies for that.
Yes. Possibly even Stewart's office after that. But for the moment, the result is number 54, Ryan Yarrow, the race winner, and provisionally the Sports 1000 champion. Second to number 2, Dan Clues. Third to number 42, Clint Newman. Fourth to 24, Rich Miles, after a 5-second penalty for exceeding track limits was applied. Fifth to number 44, Carl Austin. Sixth was 43, Paul Rogers, from 15th on the grid. Seventh, number 63, Colin Chapman. Eighth, number 33, Dan Ashby. Ninth, number 20, Mark Goodwin. 10th, number 88, Richard Webb. Charlie Sutton showing 11th, although he didn't cross the finish line. He was into the pit lane. 11th, number 28, Charlie Slatton. 12th, number 98, John Cutmore. 13th, 69, Ian Hutchinson. 14th, 72, Johnny McGill. So it was Richard Webb and John Cutmore, and then third, Mike Whiteman Haywood in the Cup 200 cars. There he was, 15th overall, ahead of Charles Wright, Wayne Armstrong, Alex Aloro, John Murphy, Chris Wilkinson, Stephen Dean, and Chippy Westmale, having been stranded in the gravel trap at the old hairpin. The Sports 1000 cars are back tomorrow morning. They'll be out at around about 10 past 11. 5 more races to come this afternoon. We're going single-seater races for the next 2 races, in actual fact, with the Zamp Helmets Formula V Championship coming up next. Then we've got F1000, and then we have 3 more categories that we've already seen once today. The 5 Club MX5 Cup, the Radical Bike Sports Championship, and the 116 Sprint Trophy and 120 Coupe Cup. But we'll have the Formula V's out very shortly. But Josh, that was a crazy race, wasn't it?
It's such a shame how it went after the safety car, because before
Yes.
the safety car there was some great racing. After the safety car...